What is up, everybody? Man, I'm coming in hot today. Welcome once again to Building Stuff with Nova. I want to make sure that my audio levels are good. Happy Friday, Razzle Dazzle over on Twitch. Happy Friday, Nova. We see you in the chat as always. And I want to give a special shout out to our friends on YouTube. We're coming live to you on YouTube as well, in addition to our home base on the Twitch platform. Yes, we're ready to go with another virtual field trip today. And we're going to be going to our undisclosed location in Boston, Massachusetts, or somewhere we're about, with our friends Trapology. Let's get our agenda up on the screen today. I see you outbound. Good to see you. You already know what this is. This is your virtual makerspace, your ideation laboratory, your mastermind. This is the place where you and me, Dr. Nehemiah Mabry as your host, we can build together. And I'm happy to have you all because we are about to dive into the progress of our virtual escape room. As you can see on our agenda, it's pretty straightforward. We're just going on another Trapology virtual field trip. And as they get ready, I'm about to go to them in just a second. We're going to hang out with our friends Mike and Tina from Trapology. I want to remind you all that we have been soliciting your feedback. So in the chat, you will see periodically throughout the chat, particularly on Twitch, but also on YouTube, a survey link, because this is a part of a research program that we have been participating in over the last several months with the National Science Foundation's support. So we want to continue to, as a part of NOVA and NSF, bring more and more informal STEM learning experiences to you, and we need your insight as we do it. So Nova, if you don't mind dropping that in the chat as I get ready to go over to Trapology. Let me see right now. I think we've gotten our in right now. I'm looking to see if we're good. We're about to pull it over to them in just a second. But Noah, go ahead and drop the survey link so people on YouTube and people on Twitch can be sure to give us their feedback. We see Caitlin. It's good to see you over there on YouTube. I'm gonna get my green screen set up here in just a second. I think is that Tina? Tina, are you over there with Mike? Let me come over here and see what y'all got going on. How y'all doing? Oh, survey deadline. Razzle Dazzle, we'll let Nova tell you that because I got to come over to our friends, Mike and Tina. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Hey, how you doing, Nate?
Hey, I can't call it. Just another wonderful day off the grid, so to speak, off the map in this undisclosed location of Trapology, right?
Yeah. This beautiful underground bunker that we have.
Yes. It's just as mysterious as I remember it. So it looks really good. How y'all been doing this week?
Busy. I think we've been pretty busy.
Yeah, we live here now.
Stuff. Yeah.
Really? Well, yeah, I don't know.
We just woke up.
What'd you say about Mike?
We just woke up.
You just woke up?
Getting ready for the work day,
yeah. I hope they're feeding. I hope y'all getting food in there. I hope y'all have at least your basic needs met there in that spot.
We have nutritional paste.
Yeah. Podgel brought us some cookies.
That's true.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and set up my green screen. But did y'all see the stream Jason and I did on, what was it, Tuesday? We did the virtual escape room. Did y'all catch that?
We watched him try. We were gonna help, but we let him lead the company.
Yeah, it was kind of more fun sitting back and observing.
Okay, well listen, I just know that we had a bit of a challenge. We tried like multiple times to get out of that escape room, and I think it wasn't until Jason switched from player to coach that we got it done. So maybe that shows he has a lot of value to offer as a leader, right?
Yeah.
That was such a nice way to put that.
Shout out to Jason. All right, so what have y'all been up to? What kind of progress have you all made? As I get my green screen almost perfectly set here, what kind of progress have y'all made since, I guess, last week is when we had y'all, last Friday?
Yeah, we can show you.
Yeah, you want to take a little walk?
Why not? Let's take a walk.
All right, yeah. Mike, show your crib.
So anyway, it's a little bare bones right now. We're trying to get some furniture in. but you can kind of see the vision. So this is going to be the hangout space.
The hangout
for me and
space.
The boys. You kick back. We got a bridge here. But yeah, we're starting to get all of the big props in, which is super exciting for all of that. So I know in one of our original design sessions, we were talking about vertical lift bridges and everything like that. Counterweights, mechanical advantage, pulleys, those fun things. So here's a bridge.
That's our bridge.
She's a beaut.
Yeah, I love it. Kudos, by the way, because that bridge that's not a small bridge. Like, this isn't like some model size. This can really hold a person, as we saw Tina climb up there and get back down. Like, this is legit structural engineering right here.
Oh no, it's so much fun when you're just like, it was yay big on a page. And someone walks in and they go like, that's big. And you're like, yeah, it was written as 8 feet.
Exactly. Well, Mike, I'm gonna take a moment, if you don't mind, really quick, and remind and inform some people who may be joining in for the first time. This is a part of our finale, our 4-day finale, which will be an engineering-themed escape room happening right here on the Nova Twitch channel and the Nova YouTube. So I want you all to understand something. Outbound, we see you in the chat. Razzle Dazzle, we see our friend, the Opal guy, over on YouTube. I think I saw. Oh no, maybe not. But here's the thing: I want y'all to know. This is something that we can't keep to ourselves. We got to share this with a friend. So tag them, send them the link, help them to mark on their calendars the 4 days that we will be exploring this masterpiece of an escape room that Trapology has helped us put together. And you all as well, chat as well. Tina and Mike, why should they make sure they tune in at the finale to see things like this bridge be explored?
Because you get to see more of us.
I don't think you'll see us at all.
Yeah, you probably won't see us at all.
We'll see your handiwork.
You're not gonna have seen anything like it before. So you're gonna have 4 days of just this space ever evolving, watching 3 people through your screen, probably screaming at it like you're watching sports on a Sunday, being like, "Why don't you understand?" And the best part as a viewer is this game is not possible without you.
Yeah.
So there are certain puzzles and actions throughout each of those episodes that our players in real life will not be able to proceed without your input.
Yeah.
So you yourself actually get to be a player.
Indeed. And we're going to see more of this. That's right. We see the hands raising. Everybody's excited. But yes, Ziv says, ooh, 4 days. 4 days, Tina. 4 days escape room. Is this something that you've been a part of before, a 4-day escape room, Tina?
I mean, my whole life and career is an escape room at this point, but no, I have never actually done 4 days. So I'm excited to see it span across a couple days and how the story evolves and what happens.
Yes.
It's different. It's different, and it's going to be very fun.
Yeah.
At least I think it is.
It's going to be great. I think one of the fun things too is that normally when you go to play an escape room, you're in there for an hour. You're in there with like a different group of friends, family, whatever. This time we have one group that's going to be 4 days in a row.
Yeah.
So the room gets to kind of evolve with them.
Yes.
So like what they're doing in day 1 might be more of like, think of as like a tutorial level, whereas like every day is ratcheting up.
Yes.
So we get to see them do ever increasing insane things.
That's right. We're going to ratchet it up day after day. Everyone's excited over on YouTube. So again, if you all haven't heard about this, please share with your friends. If you have friends that haven't marked it on the calendar, I'm going to ask Nova to go ahead and drop the date again. And before we move on from this bridge really quick, this is a part of day 1. We won't give away too many spoilers, but this is day 1 puzzle, right? This bridge?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It's day 1.
And day 1 is structural and mechanical themed engineering puzzles. And you all are obviously working in whatever order makes a lot of sense in terms of construction. But what else we got going on in the space that we can see today?
Yeah, do we want to get right into the...
Come on over this way.
Come on over. Don't mind if we do.
All right. So sorry.
Please.
We are actually in the middle of installing some of these pipes here for one of our puzzles. I'm not going
Okay.
to tell you what it is or what it's called or how it works, but we are going to install it today. So you're going to watch me and Mike do some measuring, some installing, running a couple wires and cables. And we won't tell you what it does or how it works. You have to figure that out when you watch.
Okay. So a number of those PVC pipe, material wise, you can tell us what the material is, right? Is that PVC?
It is PVC.
Okay. All right. We're going to deduct, obviously, chat. We're going to deduct as much as possible. And shout out to the people who were part of the design process in the ideation sessions, because you might have a little leg up. And as Mike said, we're going to need you all's help as a part of it. But go ahead and start measuring. So I'm seeing you got to like find ways to make sure it fit in there. You're going to have to make sure there's an attachment, make sure it's sturdy. And those wires coming out, I'm assuming that they're safe.
Yeah.
We are not connected to any power. Right
Okay,
now,
cool.
It is safe right now.
Do we want to talk a little bit about how they're going to work? Or do
We
want to
can
leave
talk
that
about
as
the mechanics of it.
We can circle back to it. Let's circle back to it. I want to see what y'all get to work a little bit. I won't hold you up, but yeah, any clues, because we see Ziv already got like the microscope eye emoji on YouTube trying to inspect what's going on. So we're going to stay tuned and see what kind of clues we can get, chat, because it's going to be our job to make sure we get the team that's there in person out of this engineering escape room. So yeah, have at it. Don't let me hold you up, Mike. Have at it, man. Go ahead and get busy. I wish I could grab the drill and give you a hand, but have at it.
Yeah, we can like POV a little bit, just like that. All right, so let's just start.
Cool. So I feel like we talked about this a little bit last week when we were doing stuff, but measure twice, cut once. And we actually already did one of these beforehand, and it went really well. So that means this one is going to go really well too.
Of course. You only make one, you only get one time to make mistakes. No, not really. Not really. We know engineering is not like that.
Yeah, that's what putty is for. Bondo. All those fun things. All right, so what we're doing here is, if I'm remembering correctly, we have an 18-inch wide cabinet.
Okay.
We have 5 pipes that need to go into it. These
5.
pipes are, what did we make you? 3/4 of an inch?
Inner diameter or outer
Roughly.
diameter? Inner or outer?
Outer diameter.
That's the engineering in me asking which diameter is that, the inner or the outer?
Yeah, we're looking OD there. I love that too. Like, I'm so glad you brought that up, because the amount of times where I've talked with people that like don't think about that too.
Yeah.
They're just like, I got you the whatever, 1/2 inch. You're just like, that's a 1/2 inch inner diameter.
Right.
That's not gonna work.
Right. Totally different size. No, we have to always like consider that, particularly when we're doing things in the field, because again, space is a premium at times. When you're trying to like fit things into a, defined space. If you're off with your dimensions, or it's really like you get the dimensions right, but it's not from this point to that point, it's from that point to that point, it throws off sort of the space that's available.
Yeah, and it's like it all stacks too. Like if your first dimension is off, and then like the rest of it just waterfalls, right?
For sure. Ziv know what I'm talking about. We see you on YouTube. Yep. Easy mistake. Shout out to James. James gave a nice little guess of what we're mocking up. And James, we got to put you on game, James. Like, by the way, that's my middle name. So nice name, James. But we have a narrative for this engineering themed escape room that will be futuristic in a sense. We are dealing with Y3K. So yes, you're pretty close, right? But here's what the goal is. For those who don't know, if you're on Twitch for the first time, first of all, hit the follow button. We need to have you as a follow. But if you're on this live stream for the first time, our finale consists of trying to, again, solve this engineering escape room that we all designed together. But the narrative, rather, will be about retraining the algorithm that by the year 3000, we would have probably been very dependent upon. Retraining the algorithm through basic engineering principles in these simple puzzles to allow it to continue to function so that all of our mechanical, our structural, electrical, our computer, our aerospace, aerodynamics, what else? Energy in the environment, all of that continues to work as we depend upon it. Because if we don't retrain the algorithm and the algorithm forgets the principles, or it doesn't have this fail-safe or override set of the progress that we've been able to build up, then our society goes back, what, 1,000 years, Tina? We go right back to the year 2024?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And why would you want to go back here?
Yeah.
Why would you want to come back to where we are right now? If
flying cars, I don't know what we have in the future. I assume it's better somehow.
Yeah. James. So James got the narrative there, and I'm seeing more guesses come in. And by the way, this is for our Twitch chat. If y'all have questions, I'll throw it to Mike and Tina as they work. But someone says bypass valve to something. They see the knobs. They see the so. We'll let them respond if they choose to, James. But I see where you're going with that. My mind is actually very close to where you're thinking too. We got these valves and the tube. So if they don't,
so yeah.
Oh, that falls straight through.
That's delightful.
Is that what you wanted to do, Mike?
God, I hope it is. We're gonna say it was.
You hope that's what you wanted it to do?
We've got like that 18 inches of space in there. Marked it out just for easy math to say these are going to be spaced apart a total of a foot, and then you just divide that. So I've got one in the middle, and then subdivide it. And what we're doing here also is we are going to be placed. There's going to be something in front of this as well. We're not going to do that today, but also just making sure that there's going to be enough space in there so it's 3 inches off of the back wall there. So basically, what I'm going to do is just keep drilling in with a little Forsmer bit here, insert all of those, and then do the same thing on the top, and then we'll walk around the back, and we can show you the less clean side. But I'm also marking this out with chalk, which is something that I feel like I should have learned to do ages ago, because if you've ever constructed something, normally it's mark it with
pencil, right?
Like a pencil.
Yeah.
Right. But when it comes to something like this, where we already have like a near final paint treatment on it.
Okay.
I'm going to steal it back in a little bit.
Was that Jason? Was that our friend Jason?
That was Jason stealing my tools.
Shout out to Jason.
Some work done.
He's installing some.
Jason, what up, Jay?
blocks.
Good to see you out of the virtual space that we were in last time. Go ahead.
I still just can't get over Jason's get up the last couple of days.
Yep.
He's really embraced being a New Englander.
Yeah. What were you saying? You were saying something, Mike. Oh, the better. Why chalk versus pencil? I'll let you concentrate now, though.
Sorry, this bit is really dull.
The chalk is easier to erase.
That's
why we go with it.
Oh, there we go. Okay, cool.
I can take a wet cloth to it instead of like trying to take an eraser and mostly get it off.
So it's more about the paint job being done. Note that because Dr. Nee didn't use any chalk when he was building trebuchets, but then again, I didn't use any paint, which is probably a good thing because my office tenant would be irreparable. Yesterday, though, we had chocolate, Tina. We were welding with chocolate.
Whoa.
Yes, we had chocolate. I still have the. I wonder if I can go get it and show it to y'all. But I still have like a little house that I made out of chocolate. Let me see if I can show it to you real quick. Check this out, Tina. Hold on, I'll be right back.
It's like a gingerbread.
Get the vacuum around here somewhere, right?
Jason?
That's something that exists.
Tina, y'all need something like this in the next escape room. Y'all need like a nice little chocolate. Chat, y'all see this? This is the chocolate house that we welded yesterday. Here's a nice little invention I did. Have y'all ever done anything edible in an escape room before, Tina? Mike, have you done edible?
The Board of Health usually doesn't let us go in food. We've got some very clear instructions as to what we can put inside of our rooms and what we can't.
Oh, really?
Do we want to have a lot of eating and edible puzzles? Absolutely.
Got you.
We can use smells. We can go off on smells, so we can use like an artificial chocolate smell.
Okay.
But that is as close to actual food as we get.
Got it. Well, if you ever need a chocolate welder, I learned yesterday in the span of our stream, and Mike, I'm ready. I don't think I need chalk either. I can just mark it off with my fingers or whatever.
That works
Beautiful.
for us.
Oh, it's melting on my hands already. Let me put this back. Chat, if you didn't watch that VOD, go back and watch the VOD of yesterday. I'm trying not to get chocolate on my green screen now. But you got to put 5 of those in there, Mike, you said? 5 of those?
Yeah. I also just really want to call out the rest of the Trapology staff for something they did to me. Like, we're talking about smells.
Okay.
Something that they did to me the first month I started working here is we went on a little escape room research trip.
Okay.
And by that I mean we went and played a bunch of escape rooms and had fun.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But there was one game where they knew what they were doing. It was a smell-based puzzle. So you had to open these jars and sniff them, register what smell it was, and then put them in a specific place. One of them 100% was poop. And Jason 100% knowingly gave it to me to smell.
What? They gave you the poop, the poop smell.
The poop smell.
Oh, man.
I feel like I need to tell anyone this, but it wasn't pleasant. It was bad.
Listen.
I feel like escape room designers are like a special sort of torturer.
You gotta find some sort of enjoyment in some odd things like that. If you're gonna put that smell
it's like, how can we slightly torment at least one person in this game so their friends can laugh at them?
Indeed, that's a whole new meaning to doing the dirty work, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jason, I need my combination square back. Thank you kindly.
Opal guy, yes, I didn't eat the house yet. I did not. I've been trying to figure out when I'm gonna do it because I think it would probably take me out for a little while if I eat that much chocolate. Shout out to James giving us an update on Milton. Now, of course, they've had the hurricane and everything. You all know down in Florida. Our hearts and mind goes out to people who were affected by that. People are evacuating, escaping, literally, right? Being rescued. So we definitely wish all the best for anybody connected. You all have connections in Florida? I know you up in the Northeast, but any connections in Florida, Mike, Tina?
I do, but they were luckily not in the path of anything. So I am very thankful for that. But it's really tough to hear and just to see everything right now.
Oh. Gotcha. Outbound says, I find vacuuming stuff so satisfying.
Right?
We do really love this little vacuum that we have here too. It's small, it's portable, and it's perfect for these kind of things, like just little wood chips. So we do take this one with everywhere, pretty much.
And I definitely don't ever try to suck up anything that I know is gonna break it. I do that.
Whoa, freehand, Mike. Living on the wild side. Is that freehand?
Yeah, well, it's don't worry about it.
That's what you call living la vida loca.
There's some things where you're just like, I need to be extremely precise about. And there's definitely others where you're just like, the human eye is not going to notice a 2 millimeter deviation.
Yeah. Even if it's a little slant. But you make the biggest mistake, and this is going to bring me to another question. Like, there are things in escape rooms, and I think I learned this from you, Mike. that can be false clues. Like they're really not real clues. It just looks like it could be a clue, but then if you focus on it, kind of like when you and I did the virtual escape room, and I thought like every book on the shelf could have been the right book, and I was just throwing off every single book on the shelf. But the truth of the matter is, it wasn't.
We call those red herrings.
Red herrings.
And like most of the time, you don't make them on purpose.
Yeah. Like it could be a result of someone freehanding something that didn't turn out right.
Oh, 100%.
Like, is that a dog or a horse? Is that a donkey or a monkey? I think it's a monkey. And you're like, oh man, I meant to draw a donkey, but oh well. We'll see if they figure it out. He's an artist. That's right, Nova. When you have an artist, a true artist, you don't have to worry about those mistakes.
Yeah, it's not a mistake. It's a signature.
I like that. A signature.
A maker's mark.
I like that. I like that. We got more guesses coming in too. James is determined to figure this out. Control valve. Theme is waterworks. Waterworks. Everyone is ready. I mean, James is gonna get James. I definitely need you here on the finale days for sure. I don't just need you here. I need your friends as well. So send this link to your friends and tell them that we are going to be going live at 6 p.m. Eastern, October 27th, all the way to October 30th. Right at the end of this month, it's going to be dope, and you do not want to miss it. As a matter of fact, that is going to be the time we absolutely need your guesses to be on point. So we love to get them warmed up here, James Fox. Shout out to you.
Get it off me.
So here's the question I was going to ask, Tina. What is the most like exciting element of an escape room? Is it like watching, as you kind of watch people go through your work, is it like seeing them try to scramble for the time? Or is it more so like the teamwork, seeing how people like find their way and operable as a team? Or is it the puzzles themselves, like seeing them actual, like what element do you feel like is the most enjoyable or satisfying, exciting thing when people go through?
I think there's a difference for me when I watch the games and when I play the game. So when I watch them, for me, it's the actual genuine human interaction.
Okay.
For watching people play something that I've helped design and seeing them actually having a good time, they're laughing, they're disconnected from their phones, and people are just running around playing. That's probably the fun part for me. As players, we design things called like wow moments. And that's if like a hidden door shows up, or like hidden behind a bookshelf is a crawl area. And those always make people just like their eyes light up and they're like, oh my God, we get to crawl through this now. And then like seeing everyone's emotions just range from excitement to like scared. So it's like, oh no, we have to crawl through that. For me, those are the fun parts, like just the little reveals. But I think, what would you say? What do you put your favorite part?
I'm 100% with you on that. Like, I feel like as designers, we get too in our heads about like, what is a good puzzle? Like what, who cares about these? Like, but then you go and put it out into the wild and you kind of just see those moments where players actually, like the wow moments, like are just playing. Like, I feel like especially adults, like you don't get to play a lot. Like, when was the last time you went outside and played? And like seeing people, and like sometimes you don't even like design it on purpose. Like we're just like, this idea is so dumb. And then just seeing people interact with that and just like actually have genuine joy is super cool.
Right.
So as much as we get in our heads about puzzles, like I don't know.
Sometimes it's the small things that makes it so delightful. Little thing.
And I think as a player, that moment when you do put something together and you have like that aha moment, it's one of the most enjoyable things. Like, even if watching your friends have been stuck on a puzzle for 10 minutes and then you're like, oh, I did it, I found the answer. Like, it's fun as a person, and it's fun for us to watch someone go through that.
It is.
I think that makes the Twitch aspect and just streaming so exciting. So players get to be a part of it. They get to solve it, and they get to watch it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Meta, as I've been using a lot to describe this. Yes. Cool. So speaking of time, you got that done in no time, Mike. It looks like all of them are in there. What's next?
So right now we're just waiting for a hot glue gun to heat up. So I guess we can kind of walk around to the back.
Yeah, we can show the back.
Okay, it's heating up.
So
we got a little time to. Okay.
This is the part of the escape room you don't normally get to see, because like you get to see like the nice, clean, finished product.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, wow, this is like a beautiful set. This is really cool. What you don't see is all of the hot gun and screws and nails behind the scenes. So we'll show you the front again when this is done. It's going to look like just some steel pipe going through it, as if it kind of extends further into the game.
Mm-hmm.
What you're really seeing on the back is just, oh my goodness. Remind me to get a new drill bit for that. Just pipe sticking out, and we're 100% gonna hot glue it in place.
Hot glue, okay. Hot glue, and then
Can
duct
I
tape.
bother
So
you to
like-
make sure that I have this straight on the front?
Yeah.
What's up there?
You
Is that like? So you're basically gonna hot glue like the size of it to make sure it just kind of stays there and doesn't slide back down.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I'm gonna make sure we're actually. Ooh,
And
hello.
this isn't your regular like craft hot glue. These ones are like power tool ones. So I think Mike has it right now, but you can see it's much bigger. The sticks are wider, unlike the ones that you would use on like regular crafting.
Yeah, because I definitely thought that was a drill, Tina. I didn't even know that was a hot glue gun. That is a power tool hot glue gun, y'all. A power.
I think is the
Okay.
best tool that we've bought in a long time.
Got it. See if we can get up
Untethered
there, the
hot
view,
glue gun.
get our nice
So good.
POV. Shout out to the camera person, Joni, doing her thing, giving us a nice POV.
Are you on the second one?
I'm still on the first one.
Okay.
Do you mind just holding it for like maybe 30, 45 more seconds?
That's what I didn't want to let go.
So this is a new hot glue gun we bought, so it works way better than I expected. Our older one takes a while to heat up. So this glue, I turned it off because the glue is way too hot. It's basically liquid now.
That's crazy. So like the battery power heats up the glue as opposed to, because all the ones I've used, like Tina said, the Crafts ones, you plug in the wall, they're really small. This is like a battery powered, heavy duty. Don't mess with me unless you want some glue all over you.
Oh yeah.
Edition.
But this is kind of the stuff that excites me, like the behind the scenes. Like I'm a big theme park person, so I'm always looking out for like, all right, where's the jank? Like where did the real work get done in here? Like the Haunted Mansion at Disney World, I had the privilege of it breaking so bad while I was on it that they had to evacuate us.
What?
And being able to walk off this ride that was made like 40 years ago and just being like, this thing is held together by 2x4s.
Oh my goodness.
So much fun.
Right. Does that feel more reassuring or not? Like, I don't know, because we're seeing this behind the scenes. Because again, when you see the pretty finish and everything, you're like, oh, this is a well manicured everything, right? But it's almost like what allows you to have that pretty finish is, I guess, a less organized aesthetic that's more about function in the back end, right? It's just,
Yeah, no, that's a perfect way to put it.
yeah.
It's like the front is definitely balancing that form and function a little bit more to like fit into the fantasy and the narrative of whatever the story is. And the back is 100% just function.
Yeah. Shout out to Outbound. I see your question asking about all these wires. You wire all these puzzles. Then what does the master control look like, where you control everything? And you all, I know you're working at the same time. No rush to answer, but Outbound over on Twitch. You all can drop your questions on YouTube as well. But they're talking about like the master control. Does it turn into like? Does it get increasingly chaotic the further away you go from that aesthetic finish in the front because of all the necessary wiring and connections?
Yes.
Yes, Tina? Okay.
Yeah, so the puzzle that we're working on right now is going to be actually working with a light sensor, which I know is confusing because it's in PVC pipe. But so we work with a lot of relays, and the easiest way I explain it is there's a lot of open circuits and closed circuits that you have to work on. Yep, so it's kind of like thinking of just turning it on or turning it off. And we have little relay boards that all work individually, and we put them together. So for this, it's going to be 5. We control those all in, and then we run them into programming it. And that's where the wires all end up. So right now it looks nice, and then it'll look like spaghetti, and then we'll organize it, and then it'll look like organized spaghetti.
Organized spaghetti. That is a good visual right there.
Yep.
I love it.
A really good band name.
That does sound like a good band name. Organized Spaghetti. Coming to the stage. I feel like Y3K would be a dope band name too. If this isn't already taken.
Good, dude. Y3K : Organized Spaghetti.
Good question, Outbound. Appreciate that question. Any other questions coming on YouTube? I am keeping an eye out, but let me ask y'all a question. Oh, here's another one. Here it is. Shout out to A. Coleman. What is the testing process like for these kinds of puzzles? Does it ever become something very different from what you imagined while designing it? Meaning, like, does the testing alter the course of your intentions? How does the testing fit into all of this?
Every single time. I think that to answer the does it turn out the way that you imagined it when you first started, like, correct me if I'm wrong, Tina, but I don't think our initial idea has ever really stayed 100% to the end product.
Yeah, I think there may be 1 or 2 that we've definitely gotten from start to finish. But it's so important to test things and just see like what we might have missed, or sometimes even through beta testing, players find different ways to solve something and may evolve the puzzle into something even better. Or there's the fun parts where we design a puzzle and we're like, nobody is going to get this. It's just too convoluted, and that is the one that people have the most fun with. Yeah. So there's always those fun little kind of changes that we make, but it is always evolving.
Yeah. Like, I think it's like, you have a kid and you're just like, I can't force you to want to be into hockey. You're just like, you're going to be what you're going to be. Like, even when we're like testing or like building and like fleshing things out more, like, you start to get a better idea of like, does this work the way that I want it to? What was the thing in my head? Does it make sense when it actually becomes physical and people start interacting with it? So yeah, I think Tina makes a good point of like the core of what we set out to do. Like, you kind of have a Bible at the beginning of just, we wanted to have these 3 things. Yeah. And then it's just kind of the stuff revolving around that changes to get to those 3 things. Got it. It looks nice, man. That's a nice glue job you did there, Mike. And Tina's testing these vowels, James. You see Tina, she's testing the vowels, so get a good look, James, so we can be prepared. Are they straight? Yeah. Okay. Well, of course they're straight. Yeah, I measured. Yeah. See? And this is going to be tested too, right, guys? Like this escape room, we're going to go through a little testing process before our finale. Yeah. So a lot of these puzzles, Mike and I will kind of like have it on paper, and we'll go to our staff or our friends, and we're like, can you solve this before we go and we build a huge PVC setup? So that's like the first beta test. Like, it's just on paper. Does this make sense, and can you do it? Yeah. Like, we'll do kind of like you said, Tina, just a really rough beta test to make sure that this thing works whatsoever. And then as we're installing things and we're fine tuning all that good stuff. Yeah. But at this point, not going to have any major changes. Like, we've already gone past that and made sure that it works in the way that we want. And now it's just making sure that people are solving it in like the time frame that we want, and there's no like hiccups or anything.
Gotcha. And I'm assuming, because I know when I've gone to escape rooms, they're like, this one is hard, and this one is easy, and this one's medium. That's usually informed by seeing how people went through in the test, right? Like, oh, this is hard.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Okay.
Just watching people go through it, you know, we try to figure out, like, we have 1 hour to build this room. How long do we want each puzzle to take? Do we want this one to take a little bit longer? In the beta testing, it's always funny because you'll watch people go through it and you're like, uh-oh, this puzzle was supposed to be very, very, very simple. And it just gets overcomplicated by human interaction. So.
Gotcha.
All those extra variables. It's like, yeah, the other people in the room with you, all of the other stuff in the room with you. You always have to remember information overload.
Yeah. Well, so I see, Caitlin, some overlap with documentary, I guess. You put a lot of information together, but I still see this as just a bit different. Escape rooms and documentaries are just a tad, as Caitlin says. What else do we got? I got some more questions coming your way, but I didn't want to cut you off, but I want to see what else y'all got going on. We're hanging out. We're just a fly on the wall, chat. That's what we're doing. Tina and Mike are continuing to build this escape room for our finale that's taking place at the end of this month. And I don't want to hold you out, but we have more questions. I'm gonna keep shooting them your way. But what we got going on now in the process?
So right now, I'm just gonna go and check that the connections all work and that our lights work inside of the tube. So pretty much it's just gonna be me disconnecting and Mike telling me if the light is on, and then moving to the next one.
Got it.
But
I see
you can answer questions.
I see the ones and zeros above the door. Like, is that another Easter egg? Were we not supposed to see that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. I don't know what I'm talking about either.
Yeah. Must be some weird glitch up there.
Yeah, there's a glitch in the system.
We got a poll on the screen, chat. Have you ever successfully completed an escape room before? Outbound has. That's a strong one. Caitlin has. I'm going to give it a yes. You all have seen me on screen do it. I would also like to ask this follow-up for those who have. What will be your answer to that question I just asked Tina and Mike? I asked them, what is the most exciting part? Is it sort of the time frame, or is it the teamwork aspects of it, or is it the puzzles themselves? I would love to know, Outbound, what was like sort of the most exciting aspect of your successfully completed escape room, or anybody on YouTube too. Let me know if you answer is one. I would love to know what y'all think. I would say that my most exciting part, I used to be kind of off on the escape room logic, Mike. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I used to go into the escape room, and as an engineer, I used to be like, all right, cool, what's the numbers? What were we doing? Multiply, divide? Like, what are we doing, right? Like, I didn't really know that it was just like finding random stuff and combining them into like some sort of, sense. Like, I was really thinking word problems, right? I was thinking, Johnny has 5 apples, Tina. If I take away 2, like, that's what I thought the escape room experience is going to be about when I first got into it. But then, yeah,
I think it's still hard, like, trying to convince people that, yes, you can do it in an escape room. I think there's still, like, a lot of people that are just like, I'm not smart enough. And I can't stress enough that, like, you don't need to have a degree from MIT to be good at an escape room. Like, I think some of the best people are, if you've played a lot of like video games or board games in your life, like it's a lot of that logic.
For sure. And you know what I think?
I hear you. There's like that mind frame shift.
Yes.
They have to be like, oh, right, I'm not thinking about this like an engineer. I have to think about this as if I was like on some wild adventure. Like, what would Indiana Jones be next?
Right. Detective. Those mystery books were really big when I was a kid, or Choose Your Own Adventure. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, turn to page 45 if you want to do this, and turn to page 50 if you want to do that. Yeah.
100%. But that's also kind of the fun challenge that we've had with this one, is that we are putting engineering into this.
Yes.
So yes, it's in a fantastical Y3K environment, but like everything that you're doing is in the service of engineering and science. So yeah, it's kind of like a little bit of both in there.
Got you.
All right, good news. We
Good
installed
news.
everything properly.
That's amazing.
Give them a hand. First time. They got it right the first time.
Thank you.
Well, the first time on camera. Let's qualify that. But the first time in the stream, they got it right. Good job. I love it. The confetti is coming down. That is hilarious, Opal guy, to the question. We actually had people successfully complete the escape room. That Opal guy said, does quitting the job count as escape? That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Tina says yes. We give you that. Outbound said one of the greatest things about it has been the immersion and fantasy of the room. So in other words, the story. So how does the story and the puzzles kind of relate to one another? How do they interchange? Obviously, we've seen this development process, but in general, how does the story inform the puzzles and vice versa in you all's mind?
Yeah, I think like if we go in the history of escape rooms, going back many a year, if you go to like an older escape room, or if you ever played like the old online flash games, I think what you would have noticed is you enter something like a house or an office, and there's just locks on things, like physical locks. And there's not a real story, it's just get out. So I'm basically looking at the green lock and trying to find the green key. So like there's never a story. It was just, I know I need to get into that, so I'm looking for something that relates to that.
Right.
Whereas now, especially like something like this, like the story directly impacts what that puzzle is going to be.
Okay.
So let's say, for example, I don't want to spoil anything.
I'm trying to think of one. Like we could say that. Let's use we can use one of the ones that trap, like for an example, like in like a heist room.
Heist, okay.
In a heist room, you wouldn't really go into a bank and find something locked up behind a 4-digit lock. So for us, we're like, how do we make that more realistic? Like when you're in a bank, you see vaults, you see like the big doors and like the gears.
Yeah.
And at that point, we're like, oh, gears, that's a puzzle. So we try to make it fit in the scenery and the story.
Scenery,
so
okay.
The scenery has a lot to do with your puzzles too.
Yeah, I think I've just thought of a good example here. For our first episode, there's going to be an object that's too heavy for a single person or anyone to just like lift on their own.
Yeah.
So the puzzle is going to be creating something that gives you a mechanical advantage to lift that easily.
Boom. Okay. Great. That's great. I love that. I love that. That makes a lot of sense. Chat, you all see over on Twitch, we got the survey we just dropped again. I don't know if we're dropping that on YouTube. No, but if we're dropping it on YouTube, let them know. We are trying to get the feedback. We got a few more minutes. Mike and Tina, what else can we see while we're here? We're on this virtual field trip. What else can we see? Is there anything we can point the camera at in the room? Let's maybe go back out to the main space so people can see. This is the mainframe, right? This is the mainframe area.
Yes, but we can show you some of the boxes we were working on last week.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Well, hey, you all are going to have to watch the replay to see the main area. We won't give you another peek, or maybe here's a peek as we walk by, but some boxes you all working on.
Yeah, you might see some other stuff, but yeah, don't.
Mike is hiding.
oh Mike, no. Oh,
you did a great job of showing that, Mike. I don't know what you were standing in front of.
Making sure you didn't write the answers on any of these. So,
oh, this is from last week. Yeah, this is, you mean like the oh, okay, so it's done.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, like inside we see the spaghetti we were talking about.
Organized
this is the
spaghetti.
Unorganized spaghetti. Yeah. So the next thing Mike and I are going to work on is we punch holes in the back of these, and we're going to start mounting them to this object.
Oh, so those smaller boxes.
I didn't want to say what it was.
Mike, I mean,
it's like,
Tina,
where are you going with this?
Tina, those smaller boxes are going to be on that larger box, basically.
Yes. This thing.
And this object will look different.
Yeah.
All right, let's do
this.
this.
Be a specified object.
All right, and I hope you all are picking up these Easter eggs, because this is going to give us an opportunity to help. They're doing their best to keep it concealed, but we have 4 nights. We have a structural mechanical night. The second night we have electrical and computer engineering. And then the following night, I think third night we have energy and the environment. And then the last night is going to be aerospace and aeronautics. Are you able to tell us which night or no? Is that too much? The night is too much too?
This is good.
Yeah, okay.
It's going to be night 2.
Night 2. All right, night 2. All right, cool. We won't ask any more. James, y'all got that. Y'all got that. Hey, Coleman, we see the Opal guy. Even Nightbot over on Twitch. Y'all, I hope you all tell your friends and all your family about it. It's going to be in the evening time. This is going to be like prime time. This is prime time content coming your way at the end of October. Let me get the dates again. Start on a Sunday, October 27th to October 30th at 6 p.m. Eastern. You all do not want to miss this because we're going to see the work of Tina, Mike, everyone at Trapology actually be enjoyed and not just fiddled with as they are right now. We're going to get the actual answers to these things or what these objects are without Mike and Tina keeping it as mums the word as they are right now on the stream.
We're so bad at reveals.
Yeah.
There's going to be a thing. It's an object. You're going to love it.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh man. Cool. Well, let me ask y'all if y'all have already done everything you can do with us on the stream, because I don't want to slow up your work. All right. Let me ask you this really quick question. Right. Is there anything that you say, man, if we could have did this in the escape room, it would have been neat? Like not anything that's going to be there, but like some sort of like, man, we wanted to do this, but this is on the cutting room floor edit wise, just so people can know sort of the ideas and the minds that we've had behind this. Some of the most fantastical ideas that end up edited already.
For me, I was really backing Caitlin's idea about a trampoline. Were you going to say?
Yeah, I was going to say trampoline.
We really wanted to get a trampoline.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Nova says no money constraints also been a part of it. Yeah, trampoline. What was the trampoline? What was the is it just like indoor? Hey, we can't do that. Or what was it?
It weirdly wasn't a safety thing.
I thought there was a lot of insurance stuff that also goes with trampolines and safety, but it didn't fit.
It was one of those things where we got really excited about the idea, spent about 2 days just like our head in the sand being like, we're gotta make it work. It has to revolve around this. We're gonna do it with the trampoline. And then ultimately had to go like, we're not coming up with anything. Like I think we might be trying to force this idea.
That's true. We got an elephant jumping on a trampoline. You all can't see this, but Kajo has an overlay of an elephant jumping on a trampoline right now to give us a visual of how we would work with it. Yes. Caitlin says, "Where's the trampoline, Mike?" Nova asked for trampoline. Where is it, Mike?
We're gonna have to do that for Y4K.
Yeah. Y4K. I love it. Y'all stay tuned because again, this is some foreshadowing here. Foreshadowing to my friends on YouTube and Twitch. One more thing though. That was Tina's. Mike, what's the other thing? Tina said the trampoline. What would you say?
She stole mine. I should have went first. Was there anything else that was big that we nixed? Mm-hmm. I have a notebook full of like dead ideas.
We're the ping pong.
Oh my god. Yeah, okay. So I really wanted to flood the mainframe with like 3,000 ping pong balls. And I didn't have a good enough reason to make it still a thing. I was like, okay, that's a fun visual. Like we could design a puzzle around it. And it was the same thing. It was just like, I want it to happen. And just no good ideas. Like sometimes it's not worth having the thing in there if the payoff isn't there.
Gotcha.
So maybe in the future.
It would have been a cool visual, but then it'd been like, all right, so what was this for again? Like, why do we?
And it would have been one of those things where it's a unintentional red herring. It's like we're just gonna confuse people.
Yeah, definitely. If I saw a bunch of ping pong balls, I would be like, I have to crack open every one. Let's get a hammer, guys.
Right? Yeah, we're just gonna have them like searching around, being like, no, like you don't have enough time. Go do this thing.
Right. Stop. That's what. That would have been me for sure. Yeah. Well, hey, we're gonna come back in a little bit. We're gonna get a little forecast because next week, y'all, we won't be doing a field trip. And I think we're gonna check in with you all with the week after next. And so I'm gonna tell them what's coming next week here in a second, and then we're gonna come back to you all before we let you go to give us a little foreshadowing of what we could expect 2 weeks from now when we see y'all. All right. So give me a second. I let you think on that for a second. Chat. Y'all, look what we got going on next week. So we want to let you know that on Monday we will not be having a stream. There'll be no stream on Monday. I believe it is Indigenous Peoples Day, so we're going to honor that by no stream. However, there's going to be some unique one-off, maybe not one-off, but we're going to try some evening times. Y'all see that, chat? We're going to try some evening times. So on Tuesday, we have a guest from one of our documentaries under the title Nova, under the title of Building Stuff, produced by Nova. We're going to be talking about motion capture with a special guest from the documentary 2 known as Boosted. Not documentary 2, but Boosted is one of the documentaries under this project. So we're going to have a special expert join us on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Then at 10 p.m. Eastern the following day, Wednesday, that's right, we're trying evening times next week. We're going to do another virtual escape room with Stephanie, shout out Stephanie, one of our team members here from STEM Media producing this channel. We're going to do another virtual escape room. Now, I don't know if y'all know, but Stephanie is really good at it. In fact, I get a nice little scolding occasionally after the virtual escape room from her. So she's going to be on, and maybe this will be the time we solve it in the amount of time. So shout out to that. 10 p.m. and then 9 p.m. again on Thursday, we have another guest from another one of the hours of documentaries of building stuff. This one is under the title Change It. We're going to have Naveed going to be talking a little bit about innovations in water treatment. So make sure you join us on that day, Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Again, unique times. And then Friday, we're going to come back to our 1 p.m. Eastern, our normal time. And we're going to be touring a clean room in Nashville, Tennessee at Vanderbilt University. So shout out to that. We have a lot of cool things happening next week. Again, we will not be on another virtual field trip with Trapology, but take a look at that. Make sure you take note of the evening times, 9 p.m. Tuesday. Well, no stream Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, and then Friday back to our normal time. That's next week. And so next week, Tina, Mike, you all have plenty of time to make a lot of progress. And I don't think we're coming back to you to the following week, which just happens to be the week before the finale. What can you tell us? What can you show us? Wink, wink, maybe. I don't know. That we can expect to be maybe progressed by the time we come back to you over a week from now.
We are going to be in a different studio.
A different studio? We won't be at this warehouse?
Yeah, I think at that point, the set is going to be fully assembled. So we'll show you the outside at that point. Maybe we'll give you a sneak peek inside. Maybe Mike and I will steal the camera. We'll run around.
Okay.
Do some stuff we're not supposed to. But we're going to go through that whole room setup and everything. So that'll be really cool to see.
Hey, there you have it. You heard it. We're going to hold them to that. Chat, that sounds really, really, really fun. Make sure you tell your people. I really want to see that room again. We're going to pass a lot of secret stuff again. Can I see the mainframe just one more time? Can we see the mainframe just one more time? Yeah. All right, because it was a lot of work happening in there. Mike, cover that, Mike. Mike, cover, shield it.
Don't draw attention to it.
Okay.
Stop.
I love it. Yes, so this is going to be no longer here, but it's going to be at GBH Studios next time. That's the plan?
That is correct. All
right. That bridge, the lights are going to be gone. Y'all, if y'all are ready for some excitement, then you have to come back next week, of course, for our normal streams. But you got to come back next time we get to hang out with Trapology again. We're going to see the bridge in action. We're going to see the electrical circuits in action. We're going to see the lights. And as Razzle Dazzle said, we are all looking forward to y'all. So thank y'all so much for letting us hang out with y'all today, Mike, Tina. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye, Nee.
Yes, see y'all later. All right, y'all. Coming back here, moving my green screen back. We're about to make sure. There's my chocolate house right there, y'all. There it is, still there. But now we're getting ready for the weekend. We have, as I said before, another great week of streams at evening times next week. So make sure you all hang out with us. Terrablazer, we saw you come through. Make some time in the evening to check us out. But whatever you got going on, just like Mike and Tina, hope you all continue to give it your best shot and you keep building. Check y'all out later next week. Take care. Peace.